Hello everyone, I'm Greg with Riedel. I'm here with my good friend Lele.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk to you about our live video production replay solution. You may be familiar with it, but we're going to spend some time here with Lele and he's going to walk you through some of the great features that we have.
Yeah, sure, Greg. So the interface is our usual familiar interface based on touchscreen experience, very intuitive and easy to use. We have on top our live cameras. We have our program 1 and our program 2 or preview. Something important to mention is that preview is always available, even if it's not SDI connected from the server. From the touchscreen, we can browse the cameras, we can browse the preview, program 2 or the program 1. We can send the replay from the virtual T-bar, but the best we can obtain is with the RCU or remote control unit, which is linked with the IP protocol to the server. So from the RCU, we can control, of course, program 1, program 2. We can control program 1 and 2 in sync, but we can control the replays. This is a new feature never seen before in the market. So we can control the replays, and then using either our touchpad or the touchscreen of the screen, we can send cameras on program and on preview following the color-coded line on each thumbnail. So red to send to program, green to send to program 2. And then with the familiar T-bar, we can go replays, maybe preview control, adjust the cue point on the preview, and then with take button, we switch to the second replay. Very easy to use.
So what about creating clips and making highlight packages and things like that? How does that work?
Sure. So we have on the right side of the screen is what we call a database area, where we can have graphics. We will mention something later. Then cue points or clips. So to create the clips, we can either use the touchscreen, so each area has its own in and out and save button, or we can use the panel remote with in and out button. So just find an in point, find an out point, and then we have our clip bank available, all off, so all the spaces are empty. We just select new point, new position, and we have the light on, which means the clip is created. So normally, when we save a clip, we have all the cameras available, but we have different preferences to choose from. So we can have all the cameras or just the control camera. So we can have really different scenarios, different workflows.
So now we have some clips. So how do what are some of the different features that we can do to create the playlist?
Well, to create a playlist, again, we go in the database area, we select playlist. We have our playlist bank, a playlist list, where we can choose any empty playlist or even filled up playlist. Let's say I want to reuse playlist 011, and I go back to clips. And another new feature in this system is that we can multiple select clips from our database, and either using add insert or insert after, you can fill the playlist with a selected clip. Once the clips are in the playlist, I can select what singular or multiple clips of the playlist, delete or copy them. Let's say I want to copy them. So the clips are copied on a bank over here. What I can do is maybe select a different playlist, take the elements that I've copied, and add to the playlist. What I've just done, I've taken 2 elements from one playlist and copied to a different playlist. Now that we have our playlist, we can recall our playlist either on program 1 or program 2, following the same color code. And what's interesting is that if I go live on program, I recall my playlist from the panel. So every time I recall the playlist on the panel, playlist goes on program 2, because then with take button, I can roll the playlist on program 1, and while the playlist is rolling on program 1, I'm always able to control program 2 with preview or program 2 controller to load, for example, another playlist and link a second playlist to the first playlist, or recall a clip on program 2 and link a clip to the playlist.
It's very powerful. So you can have 2 playlists rolling at the same time.
Absolutely.
Or even edit the same playlist while you're playing it out on air.
Absolutely.
So what about some other features? I think you can perhaps select multiple clips and add them to the playlist in a very quick way.
Well, you know things. You know what you're talking about. Of course. So if I'm controlling the replays from the panel remote, let's say I go back and I want to save a clip and insert some cameras of that clip in a playlist at the same time, I just mark my in point and my out point, then I press select, You see all the cameras turn blue. I can select the cameras in the right order I want them to be in the playlist. You see the numbers here, 1, 2, 3, let's say this is 4. And then I do add, and those cameras, those clips are straight into my playlist. Another interesting feature, talking about playlist, is the change angle and the extend function. So the change angle is a very powerful feature because it allows us to change the camera angle of an existing element in the playlist. So you select the change angle, you see all the cameras turn blue. So the system is just asking, hey, which camera do you want? Let's say I had camera 3, I want now camera 2. Bam, you have camera 2. So another powerful feature that we have is the extend function. It allows you to extend the duration of a playlist element, and if you still have the recorded content available on the list, you can browse forward or backward as much as you want. I'll show an example. So I select extend. Now it's still in the clip, but I can move backwards and forward as much as I want. Just mark a new out point and the clip is automatically updated.
One of the other things is, can you do something with sync replay or sync to program? I know there's some features.
So you're talking about the sync to program, sync to play features. The sync to program functions allows you to synchronize all the replay angles to the same time code that is on program or preview. But look at this. If I queue up a replay on program 1 and I roll my replay and then I push sync to program, all my cameras are now rolling at the same speed of the replay running on program 1 and with the same time code. And now I can do a sync roll and cut my replay slides from the replay area.
Very interesting. What about graphics? Can you do something with graphics?
Of course. In our database panel here, we can select graphics. We can put any graphics on program. It can be either external NDI graphic or internal TGA or PNG static graphic. But something that I want to show you is the possibility to create a split screen. So I've done a split screen using the PIP tool, which is another application available on the server. So I just queue up my 2 replays on program 1 and program 2. I select the PIP on program, and I have my PIP on program, and with the sync roll, I can sync and roll 2 replays at the same time. Or even select only one or the other one.
That's great, Leila. You went through a lot of stuff with us.
Yes, Greg, but I have still one more thing to show you, is the layout configuration. So we can create different layout with different camera, and we can switch the layout from this panel over here. So for instance, this layout that I've created is with replay camera on the bottom and live camera on the top. So if from my RCU I select replays and I browse back on the cameras, you can see that the bottom line is browsing back, the top line is always live, so I don't miss anything live.
Can you still queue those live cameras? So if there's some action that just happened, I guess you can still use those as well.
I can put live cameras on program 1 or 2 and then select program 2 and queue up the live camera.
That's great. Leila, thank you very much for spending time with us and give us all this great information. And thank you for watching. If you need any more information, please visit our website.